Good evening. People living in a village close to a nature reserve have criticised plans by Leicestershire and Rutland Wildlife Trust to cull deer. The charity plans to shoot some muntjac deer to protect 13,000 newly planted saplings on the site at Holwell near Melton Mowbray.
Well, those opposed to the cull say it's not necessary as the deer aren't plentiful or causing any nuisance. Jane Hesketh reports.
Muntjac are small, stocky deer about the size of a medium dog. They mainly live in woodlands and you're most likely to see them at dawn or dusk. News that a cull of muntjac deer was to take place on their doorstep hasn't impressed the villagers of Holwell.
We think it's cruel, unnecessary and dangerous. Cruel and unnecessary because shooting an animal on a nature reserve surely must be the last resort for a wildlife organisation. There must be other ways of controlling the deer, such as fencing. And it's dangerous because this reserve is publicly accessible 24/7, so we're worried about live ammunition being shot where people ramble and walk every day.
The trusts say they were advised by the Forestry Commission to cull some of the muntjac to protect the 13,000 saplings they part-funded for the reserve. But local naturalist Colin Green doesn't think it's necessary.
There is not a deer problem here. And then you think, well, why, if there is going to be a problem, why don't you fence it off? Then you think about, well, there's another species called roe deer that are here. Now, roe deer and muntjac deer are what we call browsers. They like to browse away at, of course, at leaves and that. So are they going to shoot them next? You know, where does this end? This is a nature reserve. People come down here and they get so much pleasure if they see a muntjac. How many people have seen a muntjac? I know it's an introduced species, but wow, when you see one, they're beautiful little creatures. And we are not under pressure here with them.
I don't see many about, do you? Well, we don't. We saw an odd one, Burton Lazarus, didn't we, the other week?
I think it's disgraceful. Because, you know, there's not that many around here. And there's plenty of areas for them to go around anyway. Yeah, so no, I don't think it should do.
I'm all for infrared droning to see how many there are. But I don't see, I mean, when I come walking, I don't see lots and lots of them. Only occasionally, one or two, and that's perhaps in a year.
We did ask the Leicestershire and Rutland Wildlife Trust to talk to us about this issue, but unfortunately they declined. However, we do have a statement. They said the management of the site is very important. It has to benefit all of nature. The muntjac has no natural predators, so they need to manage that growing population, and they stress the cull will be no risk to the public. They say the numbers of muntjac here need to be at levels to allow other wildlife to flourish.
They haven't really allayed our concerns because there's still information we'd like about the cull. When is the shooting going to take place? Who's going to do it? Under what protocols? But really what we call on the trust to do is not do this cull now. Let these new saplings grow for 2 or 3 years, then see if there's a problem and then take some action, but not now.
No date for the cull has been made public, but there is furniture in place that rangers could use to spot the deer. Jane Hesketh, ITV News, Holwell near Melton Mowbray.